The United Nations Climate Change Conference has opened in Glasgow, Scotland. Known as COP26, the summit brings world leaders together to negotiate a way to avoid catastrophic climate change. Scientists, environmental activists, and the United Nations agree that existing climate protection measures are insufficient.
Climate change has never been more fully in the political discourse than it is now, but when it comes to actual policies that will halt its effects, politicians around the world are failing us. As the COP26 kicks off in Glasgow, the world's most powerful leaders are making more statements than changes. All the while, the effects of climate change are worsening and worsening. I'm Caroline Johnson. Thanks for watching. U.S. climate envoy John Kerry has his career as a public servant on the line, and reporting shows that he had hoped things would look very differently heading into the world's premier climate summit. But his team is now downplaying expectations. Legislation in the US regarding climate change has yet to be passed heading into the summit, and Kerry is aware that having that legislation would have given the US a firmer leg to stand on. As we've been following, the climate provisions in Biden's Build Back Better agenda are tenuous, with Manchin and Sinema holding up the most important aspects of the bill. But even progressives aren't satisfied. Just last week, AOC said that she would be a no vote if the bill had come to her that day due to its climate policies. The Glasgow conference comes right after a largely disastrous G20 summit where activists were hopeful that a date would be set for the phasing out of domestic coal, which did not happen. John Curtin, the director of the G20 research group at the University of Toronto, said the leaders, quote, took only baby steps in the agreements that were made, but did almost nothing new. Even British Prime Minister Boris Johnson called the G20's commitments mere, quote, drops in a rapidly warming ocean. On top of all of that, neither Chinese President Xi Jinping nor Russian President Vladimir Putin, leaders of the two biggest greenhouse gas emitters in the world, will even be attending the COP26. Others who won't be represented at the conference are indigenous climate activists who, as we have to reiterate, are the most affected by climate change and also hold many climate solutions in their own communities. North Ugandan activist Mustafa Jarima urged people to take this into consideration as they report on COP26. John Kerry has been traveling widely to try and rally the global community to make bolder commitments to fight climate change. But the world, including and especially the United States, hasn't stepped up. Kerry even acknowledged that any agreements reached in Glasgow for cutting emissions will likely fall short of targets set in the 2015 Paris Agreement. Thanks so much for watching. You can follow me on all platforms at Caro Johnson 917.